There's some big activity coming up in the market, and you might be preparing yourself for a spooky Halloween. I have mentioned in other videos that Venus was retrograde, and it was retrograde from late July into September 4th this year. What I hadn't mentioned is that Venus was also combust this year, which doesn't happen very often either. Now, a recent time when Venus was both combust and retrograde happened at the end of 2018. And what's very interesting is that's 58 months ago, by the way, almost 5 years ago. And what was interesting is the market pattern at the late part of 2018 is almost exactly what's been happening lately in our present market. And so we have a cause and effect. The combination of the Venus retrograde and combust now, retrograde and combust then, and it's infrequently something that happens together. And the pattern being the same, it gives more credibility to the follow-through that happened in 2018 to be repeating now. And what happened then is we had a really nasty December. And that would line up with a really nasty October in 2023. That's one point. Another interesting thing is if you take that interval, it turns out to be 58 months. And if you divide it into 4 equal sections, 2 of the 4 lines, the 58 month ago one, and the next one after that, you have very big market breaks. The second one is the 2020 market crash. So we're in a situation where 2018 is repeating, where 58 months ago is repeating, and where 3/4 of it is also repeating and causes, and both agree on a big market crash in October. Notice this 58-month cycle lines up as 1/12 of the 58 years, 2 times Saturn, and is lined up with the 94 years because 58 times 1.618 is the 94-year cycle of 1929. So there's a lot of evidence that putting more emphasis on a big decline in October rather than just a decline in October. All of this was available doing the techniques that we teach in our forecasting course. Now, we've been talking about September being bullish. This pattern of 58 months ago is an ABC down, where the A would be the equivalent of our July 27th high. And in the middle of the B wave right now, which, by the way, continues to rally until late September as we had anticipated. So we have not given up on the idea that the market is still going to go up into late September. And that's when the C wave came in 2018. It was a big one. It's about 20%. And so there's a number of factors that are saying the market will rally, and it will rally until late September. It may not rally much. It may just go back up to the 4,600 or 4,700 area and then come down very hard in October. That seems to be the most probable path that we can arrive at based upon the cycles that are working at the moment. Also, we had mentioned in our prior video that this combust Mercury combination, retrograde combust Mercury, is bullish. At least it can generate something like $5,000 profit with 72% of the time. And that is in effect now. It happened last week on the 6th of September, which means that over the next couple of weeks until the late part of September, possibly the 25th through the 29th of September, we still will have a decent rally. And that rally, however, was probably going to be a B wave. And a B wave is followed by a C wave, and a C wave can be very nasty. We're potentially looking, if the 2018 market repeated, we're looking at 4,000 as the target for the late part of October. And then what's interesting is it goes up yet again. So even this big decline is still, in the context of the larger picture, it's just a correction. It's not the beginning of the end. It's not a bear market continuing, but it is a big shakeout, and it will continue to scare people so that they won't get back in on the long side, which is likely to be the right direction later in the year.